got tools.
I have tools. I'm gonna have a heavy weight in my hand here in a second.
Get out of here.
Swear.
Bubba doesn't care. He's just glad to be at the racetrack. She's got tools.
I have tools. I'm gonna have a heavy weight in my hand here in a second.
What did it run?
1089 at 123 miles per hour, which is too fast. So
we're adding, this will be almost 10 gallons of fuel. The fuel cell is getting super low. So 10 gallons of fuel at 7 pounds a gallon is 70-80 pounds. And then she's going to add 40 pounds of barbell weights. So that should be 120 pounds, which should take, if our calculations are correct, that should take us to about 11 flat. You got it yet?
almost there.
Okay.
It's not the easiest to get to.
Bubba doesn't care. He's just glad to be at the racetrack. Get out of here. So Friday night, we started off with Test and Tune. That's first quarter mile passes that Betty's seen this year. So we were curious what she would run in the quarter. And so we unloaded her off the trailer. And what was the fastest that she went?
1085.
So she went 1085. It's kind of a bummer because that puts us exactly in the middle of the index. We either need to be 1075 or we need to be 11 flat. So we still tried to slow it down Friday night to get it closer to the 11.0 index. We added 10 gallons of fuel, which is about 70 pounds. We added all of the weight that we took, I think.
We added 40 pounds Friday night.
So we added 40 pounds of weight. So that's like over 100 pounds. So adding all that weight slowed it all the way down to 1087. So the weight really didn't slow it down nearly as much as we thought. So at that point, I started adjusting the throttle linkage. And so I took 4 turns out of the throttle linkage to pull it back a little bit. And so we ended the night with a 1099, which is really close to that 11.0. So we went to bed thinking we had something for Saturday. Sprayed the whole quarter mile before the first qualifier of Massage Superstock, so there should be some wheel stands here. Saturday, the weather actually got better. The air was even better on Saturday than it was on Friday night, and we had a pretty significant tailwind for most of the day. So when we made our first qualifier of the day, what did she run?
The first qualifier was a 1094.
So that's not too bad. That's pretty close. With the air changes and stuff like that, we were pretty much on target. So what I did was I backed the linkage out one more turn, and that resulted in
an 1103.
So we were 1103. So we actually qualified, I think, in the top half of the field.
Mm-hmm.
We were like the number 8 qualifier. Yep. So we were pretty happy with that going into round 1. So we come back around, and I don't think we made any changes to the car. We knew she had bumped in a little bit, so thought we were sitting about 1101 for first round. So the gentleman that she ended up running made a pretty decent run beside her. He was 12 up front, and then he won the double breakout. She was, would you go at 96?
94.
Oh, so we picked up a ton. So we went a 1094 on that run. So really don't know why the car picked up so much there. We've been trying to figure that out. So we were done. That was the end of the first Nostalgia Superstock race. So.
What are we doing?
I'm going to try and put the Belvedere in party mode and see if we can go to 1075 since it doesn't seem to want to slow down. So I'm going to try, see if I can go put the linkage back to where it was. Let's see if we can add some timing. Take all the weight out of it. See if it'll go 10. When it goes 1070 something.
Okay. Party mode engaged.
Well, we made it home from the track safe and sound. We had a nice 3-day weekend out there, and we ran our butts off. But we're back home. Everything is safe and unloaded in the shop again. Sunday, we got a good night's sleep, and we came at it with a little different approach. So since we were struggling to run 11 flat, we figured let's try for 1075. So went out to the car, and it wouldn't start. So that was kind of hard to tune it up because it wouldn't start. I don't know if the solenoid died or the ground wire just came off of the neutral safety switch. One of those two happened because the car wouldn't do anything. So I ended up just hot wiring it directly to the push button and got her going for the day. So we had a little field fix there. So before the first run of the day on Sunday, we decided to put Betty in party mode and see if we could get her tuned up to run 1075. So I took all the turns out of the throttle linkage, so I had wide open throttle again. I got a little turn on the distributor, tried to bump the timing up to get it a little more timing. And we didn't add any fuel, so the fuel would still be a little bit light. And we were rewarded with a 1090. So the weather got a lot worse on Sunday. It was a lot hotter. There was a little bit of a headwind. So all those things came into play. So at that point, going into round one, because you only get one qualifier on Sunday, we needed to do something drastic. So I turned the distributor back the other way as far as I thought it would go to make it run 11 flat.
It ran 11 flat for first round, and I won with a 50 light.
So I didn't even put a timing light on it. I just kind of eyeballed it. I kind of can tell which spot is what. I got a mark. I showed you before. We got marks on the distributor. I can turn it and know about where it is. So we were pretty excited about that, and she had a 50 light up front to get the win. So we were finally starting to get rolling. Came up for a second round, and what happened?
I ran a 1097, but the other gentleman red lit, so I ran it out all the way to see what it would do. So 1 second round, 2.
What was your late second round?
Absolutely horrible.
No, we're not going to talk about that. Did you notice that? So she got lucky second round. The other gentleman red lit. I'd rather be lucky than good most days. You got to have luck on your side to get to go round. So we got a lucky one that time.
Yep. So
for round 3, so we added all the fuel we had. So 5 gallons of fuel times 7, that's 35 pounds. That should put it right at 11.0 is what we're thinking. At this point, we're down to the quarterfinals. There's not that many cars left. There's no buybacks or anything like that. So the rounds go by pretty fast. So at this point, she was down to 6 cars, I believe. She made a really good lap that time. She was
46 on the tree, but I did not run it out. The gentleman I ran actually broke. So I crossed 8th mile and looked back and realized he was not coming towards me, so I lifted. So I ended up only running an 1167 because I lifted.
The 8th mile did show it being fast. So our adding of the weight did not necessarily slow it down. I guess the other gentleman, he said he didn't get a good burnout, and he was lined up all crooked, and so he didn't have mechanical failure. He just had some, he's got a fast car. So if don't do everything perfect in a fast car, you're going to struggle. So keep in mind, she was doing all of this on her own. I didn't get to go up to the starting line for anything after second round. I was busy doing my own stuff, and I let her do her own stuff. So she's down to 3 cars. We knew we didn't have the buy run because the guy we raced had the buy run earlier, and there was no way he could get 2 buy runs. So we knew we were going to have to race somebody. Yeah, so we ended up drawing a really tough customer, Shepherd's Automotive. So they've got it figured out pretty good. They've been doing it a long time. But we gave him a hell of a race.
Yeah.
He was
30 up front. I was 70. We both broke out. It was a double breakout. He broke out by 6 thou, and I broke out by 17.
And what did Betty run?
Betty ran a 1098.
So we were pretty close. 1098. So that that's a heartbreaker there. Yeah, that's a close one. Another double breakout, and that was it.
That was it.
We needed that because, got to be honest, heading into Sunday, we were pretty down. We were pretty down. We both had really rough nights Saturday. We were definitely feeling it Sunday morning. So to go some rounds on Sunday to get down to 3 cars, she won. You have your check with you?
I didn't get check. I got cash.
Oh, she won cash. So she got down to 3 cars and she won some cash. So we came out of there, I mean, pretty happy for the weekend.
Yeah.
Really proud of how she did. She handled the car really well. Not all the cars were as consistent as Betty was. I mean, we went 96, 97, 11 flat. I mean, we were right there. So we have some hope heading into the next Nostalgia Superstock race. I don't think the weather's going to be nearly as good as it was for the next race. So I think that'll probably slow us down the little tiny bit that we need. We'll probably put some timing back in it to get it back to 11 flat, I bet. So I think for the next Nostalgia Superstock race, we should have something for him. The car seems to be pretty well dialed in. The driver's getting more and more confident and getting dialed in. She's been spending a ton of time on the practice tree. I mean, you got to practice. If you can't win on the practice tree, you're not going to win on the track.
As always, don't forget to like and subscribe, comment down below, and we'll see you on the next one.
Bye.
Bye.